This is AI generated. This is not a real picture, but they're posting it everywhere on Twitter. It is so ridiculous that this is just allowed to be shared on Twitter like it's nothing. Hello, my name is Ashlee and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Rep. Ilhan Omar getting attacked, and the right seems to think it is staged, as well as the president. So of course he's the one starting these conspiracy theories. We were going to talk about Erica Kirk, so if you join my lives, I go live on Monday at 8 p.m. But if you join my lives, you would have heard me say that we're going to talk about Erica Kirk and how the internet hates her. I said we were going to talk about that unless something else crazy happens, and of course something else crazy did happen, so that'll be next week. And today we are going to be talking about Rep. Ilhan Omar getting attacked. She is not the only Democratic representative that has been attacked recently. Maxwell Frost actually got punched I think like a week ago, and so this is becoming common. And of course last year there was a state rep and her husband that was killed. This has been happening frequently, and it is actually quite scary. And it's scary in particular for Ilhan Omar because of the conspiracy theories that have been going around, because of the xenophobia and the racism that Donald Trump and conservatives have been talking about Somali immigrants. They keep saying that the whole fraud thing. That's kind of how this all started in Minnesota. Was there was that one influencer, I don't know his name, but there was this one influencer who went out and tried to get into daycares, and of course they didn't let a random man into a daycare because that's weird, that you're a random man with a camera that just wants to come in and talk to kids. That's a very strange thing to do, and the fact that didn't register to him is okay. Anyway, so I personally believe that this is starting to happen, and especially happened to her because of the president's rhetoric around her and around Somalis, and around immigrants, of course, and then also because of this conspiracy theory about the daycares that are fraud. Now, apparently there was some fraud case previously, but the person who was like the head of it was a white woman. So, okay. Anyway, that's why there's so much heightened rhetoric around Ilhan Omar and around Minnesota, and around Somali immigrants in particular. Now, the other night, she was having a town hall, and this man came up to her with a syringe and was like basically trying to get this liquid on her. Now, we don't know what liquid it is, but she still stayed and she continued to talk, and I'll show you that video now. So we're gonna watch a video of it. Of course, on Twitter, the right is losing their minds. But I'll show you the video first, so you can make the decision for yourself before we get into all of the crazy conspiracy theories. So this is her at her town hall. The guy gets up, he goes up to her, he tries to throw this liquid at her. She looks like she's about to fight him, which I think is amazing. They wanted her to leave. A lot of her team wanted her to leave and get checked out to see what it was, but she didn't. She stayed, and she decided to keep going because she said she didn't want him to have the upper hand, or him to take the spotlight away from the town hall, because this is her town hall and she wants to fight. And since that has happened, Donald Trump was on ABC. He was doing a interview on ABC, and apparently he said that he thought it was a hoax. So on ABC News on Tuesday night, Trump was asked whether he had seen a video of the attack on Omar, and this is what he said. No, I don't think about her. I think she's a fraud. I really don't think about that. The president then baselessly claims she probably had herself sprayed knowing her. That's what he said. That's what he said. And now, Twitter is full of right-wingers talking about, oh, this is a conspiracy. Oh, she did this to herself and da-da-da-da. I have this AI picture, which is ridiculous, but I'll show it to you. But her team after this was really worried and did not want her to stay. And were trying to get her to leave, but she stayed and she fought back because that's who she is. I talk about Cori Bush a lot and how I love Cori Bush. I'm from St. Louis, so of course I love her. I think she's amazing. She is one of the one politicians that I just truly believe are fighting for the people and will always fight for the people and will always do its best for the people. And Ilhan Omar is another one of those representatives that I full-heartedly just know that she's a fighter and know that she's going to do what's best for everyone. And I think Ilhan Omar is one of the best politicians, reps we have. And so it is very... it's scary and it's terrifying that now all of these representatives have to be scared for themselves. And it's not even just Democrats either. I know after January 6th and even after, I think at the beginning of the Trump administration, when Trump's base wasn't happy with the Republicans, they would call and give them death threats too. So this is not a new phenomena. This is something that has been going on. And I think that some Republicans are actually terrified of their own constituents, and that's why they follow Trump so closely. I also wanted to show you the article about Maxwell Frost. So a Democratic congressman punched in racist attack at Sundance Film Festival. So Maxwell Frost said, attacker told me Trump was going to deport me as policy, said suspect. So he was arrested. The suspect was arrested. But this happened as well last week. It's so frustrating on so many levels because leftists, if you look at all the policies or what the kind of rhetoric that's coming out, leftists are called Antifa and domestic terrorists. And when they killed Renee Good and they killed Alex Preddy, they called them domestic terrorists. And they did nothing. They were completely peaceful. They were talking, and there actually is a video that came out yesterday as well about this ICE officer saying, you raise your voice, I erase your voice. So if you raise your voice at me, I'm going to erase your voice. So that's the kind of people that are in ICE right now. They're threatening to kill you if you yell at them or if you have an attitude with them. And that is a peaceful protest. You can talk to someone, you can yell at them. That is peaceful. There's no law against that. But when people yell, when people protest, when people get loud, they always want to say, oh, that's the left. They're domestic terrorists. They just want to hurt everybody. But that's not the case. That's not the case when you have people like this person who went and attacked Ilhan Omar, like the person who attacked Maxwell Frost, and they are actually attacking them. They was not peaceful. They were not protesting. If they were just yelling, maybe I would have been like, yeah, that sucks, but they have the right to sit there and protest and yell if they want. But the fact that he attacked her is a totally different story. And, Trump the other day also said that, well, you can't bring guns to a protest. How many times have literal militia groups like the Proud Boys had protests and had guns? Had automatic rifles? So who are we fooling here? What is happening here? There are people literally attacking Democratic representatives. There was a Democratic representative that was killed last year. Killed. And yet, everyone on the left is a domestic terrorist. Everyone who wants to protest ICE, everyone who wants to protest Trump is Antifa or a domestic terrorist. It makes no sense. And of course it's on purpose because that's what this is about, to make it look like these are your enemies. The left is your enemies, and be okay with hurting and killing people on the left, because then they can get their way, then they can do what they want, and they won't have any pushback. And so that's what's happening right now. And of course, Donald Trump, if this would have happened to any conservative representative, there would be a huge uproar. People would be losing their minds. Like I said, when people on the left do protest against conservative politicians, or protest outside their houses, or protest outside restaurants, they're always like, oh my God, that's so violent. Oh my God. No, that's protesting. And that's our right. We still have that right. It still exists. Do you know what was violent? This was. But instead of taking it seriously, Donald Trump came up with a conspiracy theory, and now everyone on Twitter is talking about it. There's even actually another congressperson, a Republican congressperson, saying that, yeah, I think she staged it too, to Benny Johnson. It says, a Republican senator says the attack on Ilhan was fake, demands she be thrown in jail. She got attacked, and now they're turning it back on her. She got attacked, and now they're turning it back on her. Of course it's Tommy Tuberville. How would he feel if this happened to him? If this happened to him, it'd be like a 5-alarm fire. They'd be losing their minds. But because it happened to Ilhan Omar, because she is an immigrant, because she is a woman of color, they have decided that she should just go to jail. It's her fault, actually, and we're going to attack her. It's so dangerous, and it's so frustrating, because they have literally been blaming Tim Walz. They have been blaming Jacob Fry for Renee Good and Alex Pretty's murders. They have been blaming them, saying, oh, well, it's their fault. And then they're saying that Tim Walz and Jacob Fry need to bring the rhetoric down. I think that they need to bring the rhetoric up. I think that they're being too nice. I think they should go arrest ICE officers. I think that they are being too nice to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is already backing off of toning down ICE in Minnesota. He's already backing off of it. And so, no, I think they're being too nice. But Kristi Noem and all these people have been coming out and saying that, oh, the Democrats, they need to tone down their rhetoric. What is this? What is this? What is this if not enabling violence? What is this if not enabling people to attack Democrats? Okay, let's watch this. I'm so mad. Okay, so Senator Tuberville, this was staged. At the end of the day, this is the Democrats playing games. Ilhan Omar needs to be in jail. She's as guilty as they come. just ridiculous.
The president said that he thinks that Ilhan Omar getting sprayed last night was fake. He says, I wouldn't doubt it. She's a fraud. I wouldn't doubt it if she went ahead and if she sprayed herself. He said. What's your take on this? I'm sure you've seen some of it on the internet this morning.
Oh, well, this person sat on the front seat, on the front row, right in front of Omar.
Apparently that means it's staged. No, he probably planned this, because apparently he texted a neighbor and said he might get arrested today. So, no, he probably planned it, actually.
And it took off running to the right. I mean, if you're going to have somebody that's going to go after somebody, they're not going to run away from them. You could tell that was pretty much all staged. Now, again, I'm just saying that because, you look at what the Democrats have done and how they act and the things that they...
What have they done? What if they, I wish the Democrats would do half of the things that Republicans think that they're doing. I wish that they would. I wish they were an opposition party, but they're not. So it looks even more ridiculous when you say shit like this. It looks so ridiculous when you're like, oh, I bet the Democrats concocted this whole plan and concocted this and ICE is murdering people in the streets, and all they can do is write a strongly worded letter. I'm not understanding where you think this is all coming from. I'm not understanding. It's really insane to me that you're like, oh, they're doing all this crazy stuff. They're doing all these conspiracies. They're doing all of it. Where? How?
It's God. Say that they're supposedly for our country, And then, of course, she is under big time investigation. She's trying to get
For
the
what?
heat off of her. At the end of the day, this is the Democrats, playing games. And Ilhan Omar needs to be in jail. And as you said, she's as guilty as they come. Third world country and worth $30 million. Hey, this is a great country, and they shouldn't be trying to change.
How much are you worth, Tuberville? I would love to know how much he's worth. I would love to know how much money he's worth. I would love to know. I would love to know, because I bet you it's a shit ton of money. I bet you anything. I bet you anything. And that's something that Republicans do all of the time. They're like, oh, all these Democrats have all this money. First of all, you do too. You are also corrupt. Second of all, look at your commander-in-chief. Look at your president. He's made billions. He made billions of dollars last year. Billions of dollars. He is selling watches. He's selling sneakers. He's selling cologne. He's selling all this shit, Trump branded shit. Crypto, all while he's president, which is illegal. And it's also insanely corrupt. It makes me so mad. This is infuriating and it's ridiculous. And he should get some accountability for doing this. Of course, that's never going to happen. See what Matt Walsh, I don't know if the Ilhan Omar thing was staged or not. There's certainly plenty of reason to be suspicious. Where? How? When? What? We know that leftists do these kinds of hoaxes all the time, and Somalis are notorious scam artists. We'll see. This is what I'm saying. This is nothing but racism. And of course it is. Of course, it's racism and xenophobia. And of course it is. But it's so frustrating on such a foundational level, because all people like Matt Walsh have to say is, oh, she's Somali, she's a brown woman, so I don't know, doesn't that make her already just suspicious? No, it doesn't. No. What I do know is that leftist agitators are out in the streets every day accosting law enforcement officers, and nobody on the left condemns it. Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck and they celebrated. I don't know who, there was no Democratic politician that celebrated. None. Maybe people online did, but that, how people online were celebrating when Renee Good got shot. People online were celebrating when Alex Peretti got shot. So I'm not understanding what you think. You think you're above all of this. You think you have the moral high ground, but you don't. Okay, now Ilhan Omar gets sprayed with liquid and we're supposed to treat it like a national tragedy. Ilhan is going around calling herself a survivor. She is. Democrats are issuing dramatic denunciations. It's all fake. Earlier he said, I don't know if it's fake. Down here it's saying it's all fake, even if it wasn't staged, though it may have been and still fake. And people like Matt Walsh are so funny to me. Him, Tim Pool, Asmongold. Like I said earlier, they're so afraid of their base. They are so afraid of their base. They know that if they don't hop on this bandwagon, that people are going to start going after him, that he's going to be the target, and people are going to be like, oh, F Matt Walsh, he doesn't, he doesn't agree with us on this. And so now he has to be like, well, I mean, it probably is fake, but we don't know. But even if it isn't fake, they're fake, but it probably is fake, but we still don't know, because we don't know. It's so wishy-washy, and it's just, honestly, it's pathetic. It's pathetic for people who say that they have their own minds and they're not sheeple. It's pathetic that you have to go back and forth and you don't have an opinion. Okay, Cat Turd. The president and Elon Musk actually know who Cat Turd is, which is insane. But Cat Turd, apparently there's this, she moves her head and they say it's a nod and then he gets up. So they're saying, oh, because she moved her head, that was a nod for this guy to attack her. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And apparently this guy has leftist kids, and I think it's very I think it's weird that people are posting pictures of his kids. Like, I feel weird even showing you pictures of his kids, because why are we talking about his kids? And they're like, oh, he has leftist kids. There's no way he was MAGA. First of all, my whole family's conservative. Like, I am a leftist. My whole family's conservative. We exist. We exist. There's actually a lot of us, and I don't know what to tell you. MAGA parents have leftist kids. Like, that's not, I don't understand why they think that doesn't happen, because it does. I am living proof. All right. And my parents all the time are like my mom has said to me, like, I don't know who raised you, or like, I don't know how you got this way. She blames college. Of course. So here's another conservative who won't make up their mind but has to jump on the bandwagon. I'll be more direct with my point. She either got attacked and her attacker must go to federal prison, or this was a hoax and they must both go to federal prison. You have no proof. You've no proof. You just have the opinion of a madman, of a man that is losing his mind. That is where you all got this conspiracy theory from, was from Donald Trump, a man who has lost it. Okay, this is the picture I was talking about. So this is an AI generated picture of him holding the water bottle, and then having cash, and basically saying like she paid him to do this. This is AI generated. This is not a real picture, but they're posting it everywhere on Twitter. It is so ridiculous that this is just allowed to be shared on Twitter like it's nothing. Okay, and so this is what we were looking at earlier. This person says the FBI needs to launch an investigation into this incident and have Ilhan Omar file a report. If this incident is fake, Omar's lies to the FBI would be criminal. It's not fake. It is real. And the fact, like, also all of these Republicans like who are in Congress, like who are saying this is fake, like Tommy Tuberville, do you not realize that you're just enabling this? That this can also happen to you? You may be on their side now, but what happens in a month from now? What happens in a year from now if you have an opinion they don't like? What happens then? Do you think that you are going to be spared? Do you think that this couldn't ever happen to you? Like I think that they do, which is really insane to me, because Josh Hawley, my senator, unfortunately, I'm sorry, literally like ran out of the building during January 6th, was scared to death during January 6th. So they like, you know that they could, you know what your base is capable of. You know that this could happen to you, but you don't think it will, which is very naive. If you listen here, let's listen to what they say, because
oh my God, he's sprayed something on her. I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we will continue. No. You need to go get checked. No, we will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it. You need to go get checked.
Did you hear her? She said, we are going to continue. These effing assholes are not going to get away with it. And then everyone around her is like, you need to leave. We need to go to the hospital. You need to leave. And she's like, no, I'm staying. If this was staged, do you think that they would be this upset? First of all, I don't even think that she would stage something like this, because I think that's just, why would you do that? And they're like, there is no way that if this was staged, everyone around her would be this, like, they are actually concerned. You can hear it in their voice that they are extremely concerned for her well-being. But she's a fighter, and I'm so happy she stayed. This is insane. This is insane. And the fact that our president has literally started this conspiracy theory. Of course, it's not the first conspiracy theory he started, but he started this conspiracy theory, and it is just seeped in racism and misogyny and xenophobia. What they are enabling and what they are continuing to let happen is very scary. And I think, like I said, even Donald Trump, I think they think that this will never come back to them, that this could never touch them, that emboldening people like this, that those people will never be bold enough to do it to them. But I think that they're wrong. And I think they're making a big mistake. And I think they have made a big mistake trying to excuse things like this and trying to excuse things like January 6th and so many other incidents in between. They are just emboldening people to do more attacks. The last thing I'm going to say is it's interesting that a lot of people who are conservative or who are in MAGA who tend to do these attacks or do things like this, they will do it because of the rhetoric around Ilhan Omar. They'll do it because of the rhetoric around leftists, around Democrats. But then when it happens, the right never claims them. And they always call them a leftist. These same people that you think you're in a community with are going to then tell you you are the thing you hate so much. They're going to abandon you. And this has happened so many times. It amazes me that so many people don't realize this reality. But yeah, that's the video today. Crazy things just keep happening. But next week I will post my Erica Kirk video because I think it's really good. So I hope you enjoy it when I do post it. Also, shout out to the commenter that told me how to fix my mic issues. I was having mic issues and now I think they're fixed. If they're not, please let me know. But this has honestly been such a community effort. It truly is a community effort and I couldn't do it without all of you. And thank you so much for watching this video. I love you all very, very much. And if you liked this video, please comment. Comments really help me in the algorithm. So if you liked it, please comment and give it a like. And yeah, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.